Hey everybody, hope you're all doing great today. So I just wanted to do a little video of my newest project, and what that is consisting of is shifting over the bed that you see here. I just moved all the rocks that were pretty much against the edge of the grass here and the mulch, and pushing it over to this, what you're seeing now. And so what the reason for that is, we have a couple of issues. Two is that this beautiful bloodgood Japanese maple, its branches are really coming over into this pathway here, and it becomes very, it can't really walk in the space. I know I have some impatiens here, which are really cool, but next year I won't allow that to happen. I thought it was just great how it just volunteered itself there, but we'll worry about that for next year. But what I'm starting to do is, just to give enough space to walk through this area here, is to push these rocks all the way as close up to this soft touch holly, as much as I can, just to kind of shave off of that, and push this bed out to here. And I'll be putting some other plants now into the space also, because I have, these are floral coral brush roses, and they are suffering from what is called the witch's broom or rose rosette disease. And as you can see, there's a deformity going on in them, and they really should be looking like that, like roses, beautiful roses. I mean, I've had them for 3 years now, and they've been babies, and this is what they should look like, if that helps. But they're not doing that. They're coming up like that. So I have to remove them, because they are mites that are airborne, that come in from the wind. Oh, leaf blower, I don't know, but I've heard and done some research that it's just a little tiny mite that burrows itself inside the stems, or the stems of the roses. And it happens only to roses. So I'm gonna have to remove them and burn them, or kill, probably put them in a trash. But I think I might have to burn them. I'd rather that than to, but I don't know if that causes more trouble for me. That I haven't figured out yet. I'll have to do a little bit more research on how to dispose of them. But anyway, long story short is that I'm going to try to get rid of these three. There's 3 clusters here, and there's 3 clusters on the other side of the abelia. And I'm going to try to just get that all nicely cleaned up, and try to figure out what I can put here. I might put a little limelight hydrangeas, because they're white. I have an azalea bush that I just purchased, and it's an encore white azalea bush. I don't know, it might be too much of white in the space, because we've got this kaleidoscope abelia here who has beautiful white flowers, but we'll see. I'm not sure. It might be something else of color, or just muted type of thing. Okay, so also on these little rocks here, what I'm trying to do is do a circular bed here. Similarly to that one all the way over there on the other side, I will be putting a peppermint pear tree, which is almost like a cherry tree, but it's got colorful red and white flowers. So I'll be putting that over there. And then over here, a friend of mine gifted me a beautiful ginkgo tree, but I didn't have the nerve to tell her I didn't want it. I did want it. Or she gifted it to me, should I say, and so I just didn't know how to say, I didn't want to say no to her. And so I'm going to place it right here, and I think it'll be a beautiful yellow ginkgo tree, female ginkgo tree, against this beautiful Japanese bloodgood maple tree. And then also what I've done here is I push these rocks out to this end, bring it out. So that's going to keep going all the way up to this point, right up to there, push this forward, push this out, and just fix the bed there a little bit so I have more native plants, because I'm trying to do more native plants, and get rid of a lot of this junk in here. There's a lot of honeysuckle, Chinese honeysuckle, and some other invasive stuff in there that needs to go, so that way we can have more native planting. So that's what I'm doing today. I'm not gonna get to finish it all today because I'm gonna just have to get some cardboard, smother the grass in that bed, and put some really great mulch, pine mulch, and here as well, so that way it just smothers it, so that way I can have it killed or smothered the grass, and that'll break down, and that'll be good nutrients for the garden for next season. And then I'll know what to put for next season in those beds. So all right guys, if I can implore that, if you can find somewhere in your garden to put native plants in your zone, I would highly recommend it. It is such a great contribution that we, the human species, can do something to help our little insects who have been decimated by land grabbing and, you know, not necessarily giving them a home to go to. So if you can find things that will allow them to grow in peace and procreate and keep going forward, that would be such a great thing. Really quickly, before I forget, we have a couple of native trees inside here. Some of them are not. As you can see, the parson pear tree is a pain in the butt. But we have mulberry tree, we've got apple tree, we've got a couple of oak, water oak and a willow oak and red or Spanish oak in the area back here. So they're all growing in there. So I'm really excited about some of this stuff. I have a birch tree, which is great, a native. I can't get the word out. I'm not sure what other trees in there, but so this is doing really, really well, and I'm just going to keep pushing, try to get as much, if I can push it more to 70% native planting, that would be great. I really am trying to convince my wife to kill the lawn. So we are getting there little by little, taking an inch, a foot, everywhere I can, so we can get some more native planting inside here. This is a bonnet, leaf bonnet. I can't remember what this one is called, but it's about to bloom. So the bees are going to be loving it. This is the St. Andrew crossing. We've got fork blue curl. We've got beautiful, I think it's just a regular goldenrod. We have a beautiful aster, but those are not going to come out until much later into the fall. We've got some dancing butterfly bush, or Gara. I think that's right, Gara. I'm not sure if that's, yeah, I think it's Gara. So this is such a beautiful, it does look, when the wind blows, it looks like it's butterflies dancing. So we've got a couple of things going on here. I've got some lantana, and I know those are invasive, but they've been in there for a while, so I have to figure that out if I need to pull that. Another Japanese maple. Got some hydrangeas and hostas, which hostas are not that great. They don't, you know, but sometimes it's okay to have some ornamental stuff going on here. All right, let me show you really quickly. These are new beds that I created this earlier this year, and now we've got some beautiful echinaceas or coneflowers. We've got some Joe Pye right in the middle. We've got some mist blues, and I'm looking forward to those blooming this year. We've got some brown-eyed Susans. We've got another Gara, and we also have some Liatras, that really tall skinny guy right there, that cluster. We've got some common globe amaranths there. We've got some Coreopsis all around. Just wonderful little features coming through. So I think next year, I think the more of this that's being planted and pushing through. We've got some zinnias as well. We've got some beautiful monarda. So this one is fallen, but I'm worried about pulling it because I didn't want to kill it and stress it out. But I put a stick on there. Somehow the stick must have fallen, or who knows, if the wind must have knocked it down. But anyway, these beds are empty or getting filled little by little. Over there, there's nothing in there at the moment, but I will be putting some new stuff in there. Yeah, that's about it. So the more we can put in there, more native plants, specifically native plants, anything that would help. Spireas, there's so many things. If you need to find a source Just look up pollinators.org. Pollinators.org. There's also the National Wildlife Organization. I can't remember. I can't remember off the top of my head. But anyway, if you can look some of those up, I'll put it on here. And you can go ahead and just look what you can do. Whatever you can do, even if you're having a balcony, or if you have, you know, a small acreage, half an acre, a quarter of an acre, an eighth of an acre, you know, you can put them in pots, and you will be doing such a great service for our friends. So, all right, guys, I've talked too long. Have a great day. Enjoy your gardening. Bye.